What's up, everybody? My name is Brandon. This is Potty Mouth Sports, your spot for uncensored and unfiltered sports opinions. Today, Zoomin with the boys, episode 1. We're going to be talking about the NFL draft. I'm going to go around and introduce some of these sick fucks, and they'll tell you a little bit about each other. Jordan.
What's up, everybody? Jordan, Cowboys fan. We them boys. Let's go.
Owen.
What's going on? My name's Owen, Cleveland Browns fan. Gonna talk about my picks and make sure they're better than everyone else's.
Tyler.
My name's Tyler. I'm the brother of Potty Mouth Sports, New England Patriots fan, and just waiting to see Milkbag Mac go to work.
And last but not least, Cole.
I'm the casual fan here. Brandon saved the best for last, and I'm gonna say go Chargers.
Go Chargers. Fuck it, huh? All right, so I guess we're gonna run through the top 10 picks, and then we'll get into our individual teams. So first off, Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence first overall. No big surprise. I don't really think we need to go through that. He was projected to go first overall since a long fucking time ago, probably since we were born. Second overall pick, New York Jets select Zach Wilson. Another no-brainer, another no surprise. I had him in the mock draft as well, going second. Anybody want to talk about Zach at all, or?
Not much to say on those two guys. I don't think. I think they're studs to go with those two picks.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
sorry.
Zach. I think Zach was going to go for second just based on the draft combine there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Jets definitely needed someone at quarterback. They got their guy. I mean, I think it's going to be interesting though with Trevor Lawrence, with all the hype he's had, to see if he can once again overcome it, especially in an organization like the Jaguars. So, I mean, we'll see what happens there with those two.
I was just surprised that with the second overall pick, they took a quarterback from like a small market school. Like BYU is, to be honest, a not very like popular school compared to like LSU, Alabama. Like they left good quarterbacks on the board for number 2. To be honest, like I would have put Trey Lance over Zach Wilson just based on size and a bigger market school, basically.
Well said. Well said. All right. So the third pick, San Francisco 49ers. This was maybe the first bubble pick or the surprise pick of the draft. They selected Trey Lance. I didn't really see it coming, but Jordan, what do you think about Trey Lance, bud?
No, I didn't see that one coming either. Personally, I thought Justin Fields would have went before Trey Lance would have. But again, Trey Lance never threw an interception, so it's not a bad pick either at the same time.
No. Owen, you got anything to say about the big Trey man?
Definitely a baller. Not sure if he's a third overall baller, but like Jordan just said, the no interception thing, obviously intriguing for NFL teams, but him not playing a game all year is also intriguing to see how he can perform. I don't think he's going to start. I think they're going to give it to Jimmy G again, see how that fares out, but I guess we'll just wait and see what Trey Lance can do.
T?
I'm with Owen on that. Like, we'll see. Like, let Jimmy G go, and if he can't, give Trey a shot. But I don't see him coming in and like making the start right off the hop.
Cole, baby, you got anything to say about the big T Meister?
I mean, like, this is the first pick where the quarterback position went for the guy to come in, be a day one starter. So, I mean, I think they definitely took a guy with a little more potential, risk. But, I mean, hey, he's going to have some time to grow, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I personally think Trey Lance is going to either split the season with Jimmy G, or they're just going to get rid of Jimmy G and Trey will be their starter next year, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Pick number 4, Atlanta Falcons. They broke my fucking heart. They took Kyle Pitts. I mean, it was a no-brainer pick at that point. I guess they're going with Matt Ryan. Jordan, you got anything to say about the big Kyle Pitts?
I mean, I know it broke your heart. Honestly, I personally thought they're going to go quarterback too, but Matt Ryan's not terrible. I guess they got to give him some more weapons, and what better weapon than Kyle Pitts? I mean, guy is a tight end that can fucking run faster than some wide receivers. So 4.4 and a 40 is pretty damn good, I'd say.
Owen?
I like this pick for Matty Ice. Julio, Calvin Ridley, they're injury prone. Hopefully this guy can stay healthy for Matt Ryan. He has a weapon to throw to. I mean, who are you going to cover? Julio Jones, Ridley, and now you got to throw Kyle Pitts in the mix. I think Pitts is probably the most athletic player in this draft. Running a 4.4, like George just said, in the 40. It's pretty damn good. And I like this pick a lot.
Tyler?
I like it. It's another weapon for Matt Ryan and shows that Atlanta's confident in Matt Ryan's ability at quarterback. So maybe they're hoping for like a contract restructure to work out some cap room or something if they're looking for like going forward in the future with Kyle Pitts too. Personally, I thought Atlanta should have traded their pick, like traded down and got like defense. Seems to be like what they lack every year. Like they never really have a problem putting points on the board. It's always like holding another team back. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, like with the Julio Jones injury, Matt Ryan like threw to nobodies for fucking half the year and still threw like 4,400 yards. So
Yeah.
kind of says about Matt Ryan. It's understandable they didn't draft a quarterback. I just thought that they would because Matt's getting up in age, but I guess they're saving it for another year. Last but not least, Cole, baby.
Going into the draft, there was a lot of speculation and rumors around Julio Jones being shipped out of Atlanta, and I think had something gone forward with that, we would have probably seen a quarterback selected here at 4, and Atlanta probably would have hit the reset button. But I mean, you can't really pass up on a guy like Pitts. Hopefully he doesn't flame out and bust, because there's a lot of hype around this guy and there's going to be a lot of high expectations for him. So hopefully he fills those shoes.
We'll see. He's definitely got a lot of hype about him. So him and Trevor Lawrence have the biggest hype in this whole draft. So hopefully they live up to the expectation. But if time repeats itself over and over again, I don't think that they will.
He's got to fill the boots of being the highest tight end ever picked. So
Yep.
that's got to be a lot of weight on his shoulders.
He's got a lot of weight on his shoulders. You're right about that. I guess we'll move to 5. Cincinnati Bengals broke my heart again. They took Jamar Chase, wide receiver out of LSU. You guys know the order. Jord, hit us off, bud. What do you think about Jamar Chase going to Cincinnati and reuniting with Joe Burrow?
I think it's a really good pick. Yeah, I think Joe Burrow has a weapon now, but at the same time, I think he needed some protection because, I mean, that big injury there. See how he fares when he comes back. But I think Jamar Chase and him are going to work well together, personally.
I'm with. I think they're going to work well together, but you can't disregard those 2 nasty scars on Joey B's knee there. So I personally think Penny Sewell would have been a good fit there, but the way they talk about Jamar Chase and his abilities on the field is, I think he could have probably played in the NFL last year, but I think Joe Burrow's used to throwing to him. He's going to give them a weapon in the slot. I believe he fits well in the slot with that team. So good offense to watch for.
I'm in agreement with both of them again. I definitely think they should have went with Penei Sewell at the 5th overall pick. We were talking about it on draft night. The Bengals put out their pictures of their new uniforms, and just the most horrifying thing is the scar on Joe Burrow's knee. So it's like you look at that and you're like, well, that's going to re-injure itself again. So like you'd think you'd just want to do everything in your power to protect, your star, but I guess adding another star could be a solution as well. So
Yeah, for sure. You guys are all kind of going exactly the route that I'm thinking as well. I mean, like I said earlier, I'm definitely a casual, but when it comes to the write-ups that I've read on these guys, it seems like Panay schools.
Cole, are you there?
I love it. But like I have a guy you just dropped. Can you guys hear me?
Oh, now we
kinda,
can.
you're cutting it out.
I'm cutting in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good now. Right
Did
now.
you hear anything?
You're
Yeah.
good now.
Man. All right. Well, I was just saying, like, I'm with you guys too. Like, Panay Sewell, I think he's a hell of a prospect. Like, a lot of potential there. And you take a guy first overall last year, you should do your best to protect him after that injury. Giving him a familiar face though, and Jamar Chase, definitely not a bad call after what we saw them do at school together. So
I'm in the same boat. I thought the Panay Sewell draft pick was locked in for them, but it's completely understandable. They want to reunite like college teammates. And that kind of leads us off into the 6th pick of the draft. I'm gonna have a little treat for this one. 6th pick, Miami Dolphins. They reunite Jalen Waddle and Tua Tagovailoa down in South Beach, Miami Gardens, Florida, to be exact. I mean, shows that it was kind of a mistake to draft or to trade from 3 to 12 and then back up to 6, but we got extra draft capital and we got Jalen Waddle, so I really can't complain. We got a stud. Twitter's been blowing up saying Tyreek 2.0.
Yeah.
Don't throw the pressure on the guy right now, but fuck, I hope to see it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, it's a good pick. I definitely think it hurt not getting Kyle Pitts there, but I personally thought you guys might have taken Devontae Smith, but I think he is a little small. Jalen Waddle is retardedly fast. They were running that 4.37 in the 40. So I like him and Tua are going to work well together. And you guys do have a pretty good tight end as it is. I mean, just think he's solid. So I think it's going to work out.
And later in the draft, sorry to interrupt you, Owen, but later in the draft, we drafted tight end Hunter Long, who's literally a Mike Gesicki 2.0. It's like Mike cloned himself. So we made up for it in the end. Miami did that a lot this draft. So, but Owen, what do you think about Jalen Waddle?
I like him. He's a stud. He had the injury this year, and I think that's the only reason why Devontae Smith bloomed was because Jalen Waddle went down with that injury. But no, I think that pick's perfect. Tua's got himself a weapon he's familiar with. I think that was an issue last year with Tua and his 90-yard passing game. Sorry to hate on him, but he is a good quarterback. I think getting that weapon is right up his alley for success.
I think he's going to be a good addition to your offense this year, especially you guys fired your offensive coordinator, which was probably the greatest thing you guys could have done after watching some of your games last year. You guys just moved the ball like West Coast, didn't really move forward. So I'm hoping to watch Jalen Waddle just run up the seam and just catch balls all day from Tua. Be pretty entertaining. He looks pretty quick. Like his college highlights, he's just blowing by every single corner and safety. So it should be pretty entertaining.
yeah, for a guy, like I said earlier, definitely casual. So not being able to watch him this year at all. When I was kind of watching some of the college clips there, I didn't get to see too much from, but I mean, the guy has top-notch speed. They said he's might arguably be the second fastest guy on the field since Tyreek, like you had said earlier. So, I mean, hell of a lot of potential there. I mean, gives to a guy that he's familiar with, a guy that he knows to put the ball in the hands of, like Joe Burrow. And this is only the second part of a couple wide receivers we see meeting up with their old quarterback. So it'll be interesting for sure.
Definitely. And that leads us into the 7th pick. Detroit Lions finally take Penei Sewell off the board. I mean, Detroit Lions have a lot of fucking holes. Penei Sewell, I guess, adds to a hole, but you got bigger holes and you got bigger fish to fry. I guess you got to take Penei if he's still on the board, but could have went another way. I guess they were probably waiting for one of those weapons like Waddle, Pitts, or Chase to fall down, and they never did. So I guess they took a hole off the board with Penei Sewell.
Yeah. I honestly don't even know what to really think of this pick. Jared Goff, personally, I don't think is the answer. I don't think he has many weapons either. Like, he's still could have taken Devontae Smith, and I don't know. I don't think an offensive tackle is personally the answer. And I don't think Jared Goff is either. I don't think the Detroit Lions are going to be a very good team this year.
No, this is a fuck Jared Goff platform.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on the Jared Goff thing. Matt Stafford was the guy there. I think all that they needed to do was fire coach, fire OC, do something. That guy's a beast. Now you got Jared Goff with no Marvin Jones, no Kenny Golladay, and you've added a pass protector. Seeing how it went with Pitts and Chase and Waddle all going 1, 2, 3 in their order, Devonta Smith would have been the next best pick for them. But if they can somehow swing something, trade deadline, somehow get a wide receiver or someone that Jared Goff can get the ball to, because you saw in LA, he had Robert Woods, he had Cooper Kupp, he had guys to throw to, and he still didn't do the greatest job. But maybe a new town, new face of the city, maybe he can do something.
I got a different take on this. I think I see this as like a potential like steal of the draft almost. Like, Penei Sewell is probably like one of the best valued players coming out of the draft. Like, I would say he's probably one of the most NFL ready. Like, he's a literal bear with legs. He's coming out and making an impact right off the start. And like, long term, like I think he's going to have like the best long-term value out of this draft class, maybe with the exception of Trevor Lawrence, just because of quarterback. But I like, you saw the videos, like, I don't know if you guys did, but the Lions GMs were literally almost crying, chest bumping each other with the fact they got Penei Sewell. Like, I think it was just more or less like the other teams had their team needs, and it just so happened that he fell down that far, and you can't pass on that guy. Like, you can't let him go any further than that.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
That's how I feel as well. I think they were just locked, and they were like, well, fuck, Penei's still here, so we have to take him.
Yeah.
Definitely. He's definitely a good pick. Like, no doubt about it.
Oh, 100%.
I just think weapons would have been better for Goff, personally.
Yeah. Cole?
I think from kind of what I've seen on a few write-ups, I mean, that's all I really have to base my information off of, is that Penei Sewell, I'm going with, it's my value pick of the draft. It's hard to call someone a steal at 7, but having the draft so, like you guys said, weapon heavy at the top with 3 Q2s and a tight end going ahead of them. I know it's not flashy, but like Jordan said, Goff's not the answer. Not going to be in Detroit this year. We're going to see them at the top of the draft again next year, and I think there's a lot of potential for them to go for a weapon next year for sure. If I had to guess, we'll probably see a quarterback going next year in the first round to Detroit, but we'll see what happens.
I mean, we could probably see a top 5 pick from Detroit again this year. You can always count on them to be dog water. So
Yeah, they're going to be hot dog water ass this year. Yeah, they're definitely going to be in the top 10 for picks next year. It all depends on how deep the draft is, because this draft class was actually one of the deeper draft classes in the recent years. So I guess we'll see how it all plays out, and we'll see how everything goes with the college season next year. These next couple picks, I just kind of want to fucking read right through them. Like Carolina Panthers, they select JC Horn. It was a shock that they selected JC Horn over Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
You would think with Sam Darnold being added to the roster, they would try and get a weapon for Sammy Boy to actually see if he is what he is. I thought Devontae Smith also would have been perfect for this organization. One sec. There we go. Denver Broncos select Patrick Surtain. In my mock draft, I had him going to the Cowboys at 10. Obviously, the Cowboys traded down to 12. Would have been a perfect fit to be a Cowboy, but everything doesn't happen the way it does, and that's why it's a fucking draft. Denver Broncos, could have seen them going quarterback as well, because Drew Lock is an absolute fucking bust, and we're going to come to see that here in the near future. And that leads us to the last pick in the top 10 we'll all talk about, I guess. Philadelphia Eagles traded up with the Dallas Cowboys. A bit of a shock. They traded in their division to climb up to 10, and they selected Devontae Smith, 10th, going to the Eagles. What does everybody think about Devontae going to Philly?
I don't think it's a bad pick. I think after the Cowboys just saw that they weren't getting Patty Surtain, they just said, let's get rid. We know they're not going to take any in defense anyway, so they figured just give up their pick, go to 12, take Micah Parsons, and because Bears obviously needed a quarterback too at the same time, they're not going to pass up Justin Fields. So, yeah. Don't have too much to say about the Eagles. I don't like the Eagles. So.
Yeah, I'm not too high on the Eagles. Not familiar with their team a lot, but I like Smith going to be playing with another teammate. Jalen Hurts. Fuck, forgot his name there for a second. No, I like. Yeah, literally. I like Smith going there. I mean, they don't really have any weapons on the wide receivers. They were using third string practice squad wide receivers coming down to the end of the year. And I mean, Hurts did well with what he had. Good for him, but I'm not really keen on Devontae Smith's 6 foot, 165-pound frame. I think when you have Harrison Smith or someone like big, strong safety lurking him down, it's going to be game over and CTE by the time he's 23. So I guess we'll just see how Devontae Smith pans out there.
Yeah, like I think he's gonna be a good fit in Philadelphia. Like that crowd is definitely gonna have to toughen him up. Like he's not gonna be able to take shit from their fans, or they'll let him know. Fitting into their system though, like you guys are saying Jalen Hurts, but I think it's gonna be the Joe Flacco show this year down there.
Bold prediction.
So, I think Flacco is gonna be the one airing it out to Devontae Smith, but if you watched his like highlight tapes and stuff, he's so fast off the line, and like just his cut moves and like how fast he can burn a defender is just crazy. So like I don't think that's gonna be the issue. It's just whenever he gets like going into like the secondary and stuff, he's gonna have to watch out because those boys aren't gonna let up on him.
No.
Yeah, I mean, he's probably one of the most interesting picks in the draft. One of the biggest question marks as to is he going to translate well? I mean, we see it lots in many sports where we see a top dog come from even high school to college or college to the NFL. When guys get bigger, get faster, they get stronger. It can ruin some guys their games, especially being a smaller guy like that. A lot of potential for them out, but I mean, you don't win the Heisman if you suck. So the guy's got some skill. We'll see how he fits in the NFL.
Well said, Cole. Just a brief intermission before we get into our individual teams. This is my bold prediction of the video. I think that a lot of teams that have that like two-way quarterback, and then they have like the old school quarterback, like the Jalen Hurts and Joe Flacco shit. I'm predicting in the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be a modded fucking I formation, but instead of I formation, it's going to be a double shotgun back, 2 quarterbacks on the field, and one throwing and one fucking running. Both of them can throw, and we'll see what the fuck happens. And I'm fucking putting that on paper right fucking now. I'm the first to say it. So once everybody fucking comes back and checks this video out, I fucking told us so. All right, we'll get into our individual teams. I guess I'll start with home, I guess. Miami Dolphins. I mean, we did pretty fucking good. I'm pretty pleased about it. Couple picks at like first were kind of we had the Isley brothers in the second round come out, and they must have been drunk or high as a kite. I don't know what it was, but they didn't even, it took them about 5 minutes to make their way to the microphone to announce Javon Holland safety. That can only mean one thing. I think we're getting rid of Bobby McCain, our free safety, and we're just going to roll Eric Rowe at free safety and put Javon Holland as a rookie strong safety. Really, at first I was really disappointed with the Jalen Phillips pick at 18. Definitely need a running back. Kind of sucks when you need a running back and you decide in the 7th round to pick a fucking bust running back up. But Jalen Phillips, he's going to be a steal in the draft. All my Finns Twitter accounts have been saying Jalen Phillips is an absolute fucking dog, and I can't wait to see it. We got Hunter Long, tight end. I believe that was in the 3rd round. I mean, he's a Mike Gesicki clone. We got another offensive tackle, but offensive tackle, a lot of retarded NFL Network announcers, Rich Eisen, people who don't know what they're talking about, put tackle as a priority for the Miami Dolphins, not knowing that we drafted a tackle in the 1st round and a guard in the 2nd round last year. And we've also picked up a new center and new tackles in the offseason free agent signing. Overall, Miami Dolphins fans are pretty pleased with this draft and can't wait for the next season. Added game as well. We got a tough schedule, but I believe we're going to be a playoff team this year and for years to come.
Yeah. Well, round 1, we took Micah Parsons, obviously. I love the pick. I personally was hoping for Patty Surtain to still be available, but we traded up and took the next best thing, obviously. I mean, Micah Parsons is a dog. We need one thing the Cowboys need, I've said it a million times, is defense. Like, we absolutely need defense. We're so offensive heavy, it's insane. Yeah, Parsons though, I mean, guy's like 245, runs under a 4.4 and a 40. He's insane. I mean, that was a steal for me. Another pick I really like though was going down to round 5 actually, and it was a wide receiver we took, but he's a big boy. He's 220 and 6'4", and I personally think he's gonna get switched over to tight end because we don't really have a tight end on our team. We have Blake Jarwin, and he's, I don't even really know what to say about him, but I think Semi Fehoko is going to get the move up to tight end, and if Dak Prescott can make it back healthy in time for the season, I think it's going to be an all right year for us. So.
Do you mean to tell me Jason Witten is no longer a Dallas Cowboy?
retired came back, played for some other team too, I'm pretty sure, and then
retired
again
for the Raiders.
Yeah. Did he retire again yet or what?
Nah, not yet. I think he's trying to give it one more go, just like Greg Olson.
He's gonna just go till he hits the records.
Yeah, Dallas Cowboys, it was funny to watch because everyone knew they had defensive holes all over the place. And through like the first 4 rounds, it was all defense. That was actually good to see.
Yeah, totally defensive heavy. And I personally love it. So
I love that Micah Parsons pick.
Yeah, the Micah Parsons pick was dope. Jerry was obviously took his good pills that day because he had his fucking head clear. Cleveland Browns insider, I'm calling on you.
Well, thank you. I like how it went. At first, Brandon texted me and just all he said was Greg Newsome. And at first, I wasn't too high on it, but I mean, I like it. I've been reading some stuff about it. People say he is potentially one of the best steals where he went for his value. He's got a lot of praise from former coaches. Northwestern obviously really high on him, but I think it's gonna be a good season if we can keep Denzel Ward and Greedy Williams healthy. Now we have Greg Newsome, and I personally think that it's a good pick there in the first round. The second round, probably gonna hear me say it later. I think what we got the second round of Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Remember that name. I think he is the steal of the draft for every team. There was concerns about a heart issue. That was cleared. He's ready to roll. He's going to be eaten up with Myles Garrett, Jadeveon Clowney, if they all stay healthy. That's always the thing with Cleveland's keeping players healthy. I'm not sure what's in the air in Cleveland, but
Stink.
I don't know.
Tires.
I think
Tires stink.
I guess we're
Cornwall.
Burning LeBron jerseys.
I guess we're throwing-
burning
I guess-
LeBron jerseys.
I guess this has turned into throwing shade, so I'll pick my chance. I'm not gonna go too deep with the 6 round picks, but
Yeah, I know Cleveland didn't either. So
yeah. Are you talking about the Bucks or the Pats here?
yeah, we'll see, buddy.
Third round, we pick up Anthony Schwartz. Not sure if anyone knows that name or not, but he did run the fastest 40, 4.26. He's an absolute fucking piss missile down the field.
Let's go, baby.
I'm not sure how great his hands are or anything else related to football. Out of his 117 catches, he had 6 touchdowns, but it's definitely decent. But I don't think anyone in college can guard that. So I think he was open a lot. I don't know what the future holds with Odell, but if we can make it work there, then great. So if this
This guy
guy
can stay healthy.
yeah, literally, if he can stop busting his knee and ankle.
Jesus.
Your offense relies on the shakiness of Baker Mayfield and injury-prone Odell. If everything's in full motion, you guys are
Yeah.
sick offense.
Great Odell.
Yeah, I mean, this guy ran a 10 flat in the 100-meter. Like he's very quick. So if he can bust down the field and take coverage away from guys like Juice and Higgins and Odell, then I think it's gonna leave those guys a little more open. But I've taken too much time talking about my boys, so
This isn't projected at Cleveland Odell. It's more projected at New York Odell. So don't take it personally, but like Odell's productivity depends on how many dumps you can sniff out of the fucking toilet that week. So like if you can get a solid 4 dumps sniffed out, he's good to go. 200 yards on Sunday. New England Patriots / Tampa Bay Buccaneers inside.
yeah, you gotta add.
I'm just gonna handle the New England Patriots.
Oh, okay. I just want to say before you handle the New England Patriots that I called the Kyle draft pick. It was a round off, but I'm glad Kyle Trask is staying in Florida. Anyways, carry on.
All right. So first round, New England, I felt really good about it. I thought we were going to have to trade up to try and solidify a quarterback. I had a really good feeling New England was going to take a quarterback. So then when I saw this one certain quarterback continuously drop, I knew it was almost for certain we weren't going to have to trade. And that man is this guy. Go fucking 3 letters first name, 5 letters last name, just like the old one. Mac Jones coming to New England. I like the pick. He's exactly what Josh McDaniels, like what he normally like wants his offense to look like. He's a pocket presence quarterback. Believe it or not, he is decently in shape. He runs a 4.7 even with this hot bod. So
looks like high school
he can
Tyler.
definitely move. I think it would be pretty sweet if going off what Brandon said earlier, we could totally run a wildcat offense in New England with Cam Newton and Mac Jones. Mac Jones would obviously be the gunslinger because I think Cam Newton might be partially blind, but yeah, like a wildcat offense would be awesome. Hand the ball off to Cam Newton, let him tuck his head down and just drive through people and let Mac pass the ball around. I think it'd be fun to see. Next, we got Christian Bearmore. Always a good pick up front seven, especially in a Bill Belichick defense. Any defensive player you're picking up in the draft is going to be an asset for you. It's going to be a cheap contract. You got him for 3 years guaranteed because you know they're getting shipped out after that. Again, beefs it up a bit. I believe we lost Adam Butler in the offseason, and he was a very big presence in our defense the last few years. So it's nice to see some young talent coming. Picked up Ronnie Perkins. Again, we're hurting on the D-line, I would say. Like, our run defense was pretty bad last year. I know we had a lot of key players out because of like COVID and just straight up injuries or other related issues and retirement. So I like that pick. Next, we took Randre Stevenson in the 4th round, running back. He's a power back. So it's not like he's going to be replacing like James White, who's just seems to be like a pretty consistent receiving back for us. Like that's only the time I see James White on the field is when we're passing. So could mean that we're looking to get rid of Sony Michel, which would kind of hurt. I really like him as a player. And then the next pick that I really liked was in the 6th round. It was Joshua Bledsoe. We picked up a safety. We lost Patrick Chung this past off season, key hard hitting safety. So it'll be nice to add him in there with Adrian Phillips and Kyle Duggar. Just get some hard hitting safeties going back on that team. Defense is the heart and soul of the New England Patriots. So they need to make sure it's staying strong.
I'm surprised you remembered all that stuff about New England. I kind of thought you lost everything when Mr. Brady left, but
yeah, well,
it's impressive.
Nah, I got to stay on top, buddy.
Cole, are you going in on a team, bud?
Yeah, I'll cover the Chargers here real quick. I mean, I was kind of forced upon to become a Chargers fan when I was real young, so I've kind of always had them in the back of my head here. But you know, they're watching the draft last year. We saw Herbert go to the Chargers. As a huge casual, I did not expect the Herbert that we saw this year to perform. I mean, you come out with a season like that, your team goes out for you in the 1st round and picks up a huge tackle like Rashawn Slater. No matter what, at that point, you're having a good draft at the end of it. Personally, I would have liked to have seen them try and maybe make a move up for Penei Sewell. Although you can't really argue that getting Rashawn Slater and keeping all your draft capital is a loss, right? So, you know, I think with a team like the Chargers, similar to the Patriots, having some guys come back, I know that they were missing some guys throughout the year last year. I mean, things could be interesting and exciting in Los Angeles this year.
All right. Now we'll talk about the steals of the draft. I got 2. Justin Fields at 11, going to Chicago. The way Chicago Bears were talking the whole time, Andy Dalton was their man, and I thought they were fucking delusional. But that's a $10 million backup right there, boys. And
See you later, bud.
adios. And second steal is again, I'm gonna rely on the steady information by all the Dolphins fan Twitters and Dolphins Twitter accounts. Jalen Phillips, 18th, going to Miami, staying in Miami, staying home. I mean, he's going to be the talk of the town. A lot of people are saying he's even the steal of the draft. So, and shout out to Bengal. He's pretty high up on Bengals list as top picks in the draft. So I got to ride with my boys and I got to ride for my town, my fucking city. Let's go. Jordan?
Yeah. My steal of the draft. I'm gonna say Justin Fields too. Even though sometimes quarterbacks go to Chicago to rot. Sorry. Yeah.
At Sub Goche.
Yeah.
No, he's a good quarterback. Another steal I think was actually the Bucks, Kyle Trask. Not gonna lie, I didn't think Kyle Trask was gonna go down that far in the draft. And respect to Brady, he's the GOAT, but I don't think he has that many years left. So I think that's a good pickup for the Bucks too.
Yeah, I already mentioned one of mine, and the other one, obviously, Brandon and Jordan have already said it. Justin Fields going at 11. This guy, I think, is. I don't want to get hate for it, but I think this guy might be better than Zach Wilson. He's had 2 complete badass years at college with Ohio State. You can't take him down, and if you do, he gets right back up. I think this guy's a fighter. It's going to be tough being a quarterback in Chicago, I think, if you look at the past few years and what they've turned out. One of them's a backup in Buffalo, and the other one shouldn't even be playing, I don't think, anymore. But sorry, Seb, but Fields might be the guy, and I hope he is. I'm high on him. I hope he does well. The other still, obviously, Owusu Koromoa for Cleveland. I'm not sure how you can be projected in the top teens of the draft in the first round and slide 52nd in the second round. He plays the game like up, down, left, right. No matter where he is, he affects the field. So I'm hoping he can stay healthy. The heart issue thing, it was all cleared up. I think that might be the reason why he slipped. But Cleveland likes to take gambles, and usually they don't pay off for them. So I'm happy they took this one, and I think it's going to pay off. But yeah, I like him. I like Koromoa. I think he's gonna be a big factor.
With my steal of the draft, I've got it going to a 6'5", second round, 64th pick quarterback coming out of Florida. It's obviously Kyle Trask. I couldn't believe that the Buccaneers passed on him on the first round, with their 32nd pick. And then just the fact they got him that late in the second round just blew my mind. They set themselves up for the future. I think you have a quarterback that's coming in through 4,200 yards last year in Florida and 43 touchdowns. Pocket presence again, not much of a rusher, just knows how to get the job done, essentially. He was in the running for the Heisman last year as well with the way he was playing. So, I mean, it's going to be exciting if you ever, when we get to see him come into the league and start playing.
He was fifth in Heisman voting.
Yeah, he's got every single weapon he needs to in Tampa Bay if they keep them around for when Trask gets in. I think Trask is a baller.
He gets to learn from the best.
Yep.
Well,
Okay.
I mean, by absolute definition of stealing the draft, I think you you can't look much further than Justin Fields. The guy all year, his whole life growing up, he's the number 2 rated prospect of this class. I mean, just quickly before the draft, you start to see him fall. The 3 teams that needed quarterbacks go elsewhere. And then for the other teams, they weren't super hungry for one. We see him go to Chicago at 11. I mean, he can be the savior there. Hopefully it works out for him. I mean, the guy's been through a lot, dropping down from a high-rated guy to taking some flack and falling to like almost the end of the teens there. So I mean, that's the steal of the draft by definition, I think, for sure.
All right, and then I guess we'll get into the reaches of the draft. Again, I've got 2 reaches. Trey Lance. I could have seen Trey Lance falling if San Francisco didn't pick him up. I just want to get the order right here. Atlanta obviously wasn't going to pick quarterback with Pitts. Bengals weren't going to pick quarterbacks. They just got Burrow and they picked Chase. Miami Dolphins are not going to pick a quarterback. I could have seen Trey Lance dropping all the way to fucking 8 or 9, but he gets picked up at 3. And another reach is, sorry, Steeler Nation, but Najee Harris at 24. I'm a bit salty about the pick. Would have been fucking nice to reunite Najee, Jalen Waddle, and Tua, 3 Alabama boys to fucking run that Miami offense. But I just think that the Steelers have a lot of holes in the O-line. Hopefully they address that with free agency. I don't even know if they fucking picked anybody up so far, but hopefully there's some fucking scraps they can scrap together here now, or make a trade or some shit. But yeah, Najee Harris at 24. Honestly, the running back talent in this, like, they're good running backs, but they could have fallen to the 2nd round. Jordan?
Yeah. Again, I agree. My reach, I'd have to go with Trey Lance. I seen him falling a bit in the draft too. Maybe even 9. Like, I figured Denver would have taken a quarterback. I don't think Drew Lock is the answer there. Another one I got 2. I'd say J.C. Horn, number 8, Carolina Panthers. I thought Patty Surtain would have went ahead of J.C. Horn, and I don't really think they needed a corner. They could have got a weapon maybe for Sammy, but yeah, that's the ones I got.
I'm gonna add into this Trey Lance hate. I think he might be the biggest reach of this draft. I think you could have replaced Justin Fields with Trey Lance and gotten a lot more value. Not sure what the 49ers look at for film, but there was no film for Trey Lance this year, so I don't know. He's obviously good. His stats don't lie, but I'm not sure if a 3rd overall pick has got Trey Lance's name on it. The next one I have is Alex Leatherwood for the Raiders. There's a lot more value in this draft. Yes, Alex Leatherwood had great statistics throughout his years at Alabama, and he's an Alabama player, so obviously they're going to come into the league and be a force. I think there's just a lot of holes in the Raiders team. Not sure if that was the greatest pick, but I guess we'll wait and see if this guy turns out to be someone.
My reach of the draft is later in the 1st round. It's the 29th pick, cornerback Eric Stokes to Green Bay. I think that's reach of the draft. I don't know why Green Bay thinks it's a good idea to go out not seeking offensive weapons after his quarterback expresses that he is unhappy. I mean, you could ship him out, but he is reigning MVP, can prove that he can still ball. and all he's asking for is, get him some weapons there. But I
They had
mean,
a chance. They had a chance.
yeah, they had a chance to kind of mend the relationship, especially after all the trade rumors and all the shit about Aaron Rodgers coming out on draft day. Like, they had a chance to kind of mend the relationship a little bit, but their decision was to just throw gas on the fire and let's just take a cornerback. So
Aaron Rodgers took
that would
his
be
talent to the Kentucky Derby.
yeah. He had no interest. That's the only thing he was worried about this week was the Kentucky Derby. He had some money to win.
Cole, what do you think, Bubsy Bub?
Hopefully we're all wrong about this, but I'm gonna hop on the Trey Lance train here. At 3, you'd like to see a guy that's a solidified star, a guy that you can feel confident in. Like we all said, like limited tape on Trey Lance, limited game time. A lot of potential there, as we said before, but typically in the NFL we see a lot more like NFL ready picks go in the top part of the draft. I just think he's a bit of a reach for that reason, but hopefully we all eat our words and he fills the shoes of the 3rd overall pick.
I think we're probably going to end up eating our words because last season he had 30 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and then ran for 14 touchdowns and like fucking 1,200 yards. So I think we're going to eventually fucking eat our words, but for now. And also I agree with the Owens fucking Leatherwood reach. Like that was a fucking reach. Like they were reaching for a fucking bag of chips in the cupboard top shelf on that. That concludes our Zoomin with the Boys video, episode 1. Got all the boys here. I thank every one of you for joining, and stay tuned for more shit. I got NBA playoff predictions coming out on Friday, and this isn't going to be the only Zoomin with the Boys. I'm confident about that. So we'll have to get the boys together soon for another big take. Thank you all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe down below. All my fucking links are in the description. Hit me up. We are on our way up. Thank you for all the support.